Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today we're doing some 5-headed Link Dragon test hands. And this is actually a Patreon request by Izzy. So Izzy asked me to make a deck basically based around summoning 5-headed Link Dragon and its fusion counterpart, 5-headed Dragon, which is an amazing boss monster that I have loved ever since it came out, which is an amazing card that's usually used by the bad guys in the show. I wonder if that hints at anything. So this is a really good deck to be able to like fuse in, to be able to use with like Link Dragon. So that's where I kind of went with it, because hey, 5-headed Link Dragon goes with Link Dragons and it works. So anyways guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to come part notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon in the description below, because we have all those awesome rewards you guys, like getting your name shirts for every single video, getting a signed card in the mail, or even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron along with test hands. So without further ado, definitely give Izzy some love down in the comments down below, and we're gonna get straight on into this. So like I said, this is a very interesting deck. I'm gonna do a couple shuffle test hands. Now I'm not gonna guarantee that every single hand you're going to get the fusion 5-headed dragon out, but you will get at least the Link Dragon out, which is extremely easy to do in this particular deck. I actually was running a couple of test hands before this video and started figuring out even more combos, because this deck is kind of like one of those decks, in my opinion, that you kind of got to wing it depending on what you have in your hand to be able to deal with particular scenarios, because there's so many extenders in this deck. You kind of just throw extenders out until you finally get what you need. So we're going to go ahead and give the deck a quick shuffle, give it a quick pile shuffle, and go ahead and get straight on into this, because it's a really cool deck. Because basically you're using Dragon's Mirror to go into the fusion, and then you're using the swarm potential of the Link Dragon build to be able to go in for your 5-headed Link Dragon. So it's a very good like way to build this deck. And I almost went with Heretics for this, but I figured that the Heretics would be a little bit like, you wouldn't get a lot of card advantage after you threw out your copy of the 5-headed Link Dragon, so I went with this particular build. So let's go ahead and get straight on into this. So we're going to go ahead and draw. I'm going to show you at some point the ideal hand, so be on the lookout for that. So let's go ahead and draw. Well, there we go. We got the ideal hand. We have a Dragon's Mirror. We're going to get a Star Liege. We're going to get Router, Black Metal Dragon, and a copy of Chaos Space. So this is a pretty good hand right off the bat. The only thing that I kind of wish I had in my hand was a Rocket Monster, but we can deal with that. So what we're going to do is, what I would probably do is I would go ahead and activate my copy of Chaos Space to go ahead and ditch my copy of Star Liege to the graveyard, because then I can grab exactly what I need from the deck. I'm going to go ahead and grab a copy of it'd be Black Dragon that you'd have to grab, because the cool thing about Chaos Spaces is you have to grab the opposite attribute of the monster that you're going to use. So that's something to keep in mind about that card. So we're going to go ahead and grab our copy of the Black Dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and normal summon out my copy of the Black Metal Dragon to my side of the field. And once you normal summon that Black Metal Dragon, go ahead and link it away to summon out a copy of Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon is going to help you out a little bit. And as you notice, we've already got 2 dragons in the graveyard. We're going to go ahead and use Striker Dragon on our side of the field. It's going to get us a Chain Link 1 and a Chain Link 2, but I would like to chain block this. So that's something important if you guys don't understand about chain blocking. That's where 2 effects activate simultaneously, and you get to choose which one activates first, so your opponent can only respond to the most recent activated card. So for example, I would chain link 1 my Black Metal Dragon, and I would chain link 2 the Striker Dragon, because I don't really mind if I lose the Boot Sector launch, but I do really care if I lose the copy of my Red Eyes Darkness Metal. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab from our deck to our hand a copy of the Red Eyes Darkness Metal, and we're going to remember that this card has actually been errated, and you can only use its effects once per turn by its name effect. So it's not every time it leaves the field now. It's just every single time once per turn. You can only use it once per turn. So we're going to go ahead and add that from deck to hand off the copy of Black Metal. So now we have a pretty decent hand, because we have the Star Liege in the graveyard that we can banish to get out our copy of the Black Dragon, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and banish from the graveyard my copy of Star Liege, and I'm going to go ahead and grab to my side of the field a copy of the Black Dragon, because that's going to help out quite a lot just to be able to get it onto your side of the field. Also, you can use the copy of the Black Metal Dragon if you want to, but I would go ahead and hold on to that for the moment. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and link these 2 monsters away, which is the Striker Dragon and the Collapse Serpent, and we're going to go ahead and summon out from our extra deck a copy of, where is it? Romulus. Romulus is going to be the card that we're going to go for in this particular situation because it's going to get our monster out from our deck to our hand. And I actually forgot to add my copy of Boot Sector Launch. Thanks for reminding me, guys. Let's go ahead and grab that. We're going to go ahead and grab Boot Sector Launch because when you summon the Striker Dragon, you're going to get a copy of Boot Sector Launch, which I totally forgot to get. But that's okay. We hadn't really gone that far anyways. So now that we've summoned this, your copy of your Black Dragon will actually go off as well, and you'll be able to add the White Dragon from your deck to your hand as well, which is going to be pretty helpful to be able to get that monster from your deck to your hand because it's going to give you an additional summon to your side of the field, which is going to help the deck out quite a lot to be able to get your Guard Dragon plays rolling. So once we do that, we're going to go ahead and add that card from our deck to our hand. And now we have a pretty decent hand rolling. The only thing that I kind of am a little bit sad about is I didn't have any rocket monsters in my hand. Because if I had a rocket monster, I could get this Absolrouter out of my hand as well, which would be really, really nice. But since we summon Romulus, Romulus's effect will go off when it's Link Summon, which says if this card's Link Summon, you can add a Dragoonity Spell or Trap or a Dragon's Ravine from your deck to your hand. Which we're going to grab Dragon's Ravine from our deck to our hand, which is going to help us out quite a lot ditching a monster from our deck to the graveyard for our 5-headed Link Dragon. Now you might be looking at this field and going, uh-oh, he doesn't have that many monsters. Well, yes, I do. Watch this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate our copy of our Dragon's Ravine. Dragon's Ravine is going to let us ditch any card from our deck to our hand and then be able to special summon another monster. So what are we going to ditch for this? We could ditch the copy of Absolrouter, but that's going to get us a search. So I really don't want to get rid of that because I'm going to get it back on the field. We could get rid of our copy of our White Dragon Wyvern Buster if we want to, and that would help out a little bit. Or you could discard a copy of, say, Boot Sector Launch because you don't need it. Go ahead and ditch the copy of Boot Sector because you really don't need it in this scenario, and you're just trying to use it for the card economy anyways, because what this card says, once per turn, you can discard a card and then you activate one of the effects to send a rocket or send a dragon monster from your deck to the graveyard. Now, what am I going to send from my deck to the graveyard for this particular effect? Well, I have this that I can special summon, and you got to think like 3 or 4 steps ahead when you're playing a deck like this. You got to summon out this and then banish it to summon this, and I guess what I have in the graveyard, I have my copy of Rocket Tracer that I can send to the graveyard to revive off my copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal. So, thinking ahead. What we're going to do now is we're going to send from our deck to the graveyard the copy of the Rocket Tracer Dragon. Now we can go ahead and use the effect of our White Dragon in our hand to special summon it to our side of the field, and we're going to go ahead and banish a copy of the Black Metal Dragon. Once you summon this to your side of the field, I'm going to go ahead and banish it to summon out my copy of my Red Eyes Darkness Metal to my side of the field. Be careful about this because it's in a link zone, so maybe summon it over here. Now use your copy of your Black Metal Dragon to summon out your copy of Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer is on the field now, and guess what? We have Absolrouter in our hand. We can get it out of our hand now. So we're going to go ahead and special summon that to our side of the field because we control a Rocket monster, and then we also have the copy of Rocket Tracer. Rocket Tracer is going to let us special summon a monster from the deck because this doesn't negate effects. It has the ability to target one face-up card you control, destroy that target, and if you do, you get to special summon a rocket from deck. So we're going to go ahead and pop the copy of Dragon's Ravine because we don't need it anymore. We're going to go ahead and special summon from the deck any rocket monster, it doesn't matter. I'm probably going to grab Silver Rocket because I really don't care. It doesn't super matter. Now, this is something you want to watch out for. I did this to show you guys this. Like I said earlier, watch your zones. If I were to leave this here, then I wouldn't be able to use Elpy or Pisty's effect. So we're going to go ahead and special summon this down here instead of summoning it way over here. That's very, very important to keep in mind. So now we're going to go ahead and link into a copy of Elpy and a copy of Pisty. I'm going to do them one at a time just to make sure you guys understand what's going on. We're going to go ahead and summon Elpy here, and we're going to go ahead and link this away, and we're going to summon Pisty down here. Now, once you summon both of these to your side of the field, you've essentially established your Guard Dragon combo at that point. You kind of, as you saw, I kind of had to wing it a little bit because that's what the deck does. You just got to wing it sometimes to be able to get into your plays. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and use either of these effects. You can use either of the effects, or you can hold out a little bit and go for another play. So you can either revive a dragon monster from the graveyard that you need, or you can go ahead and keep it on the field as is and be able to go into more plays. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of an interesting play. I'm going to use my copy of Elpy because you only go into dark monsters for the rest of the turn because of your Rocket Tracer. I'm going to go ahead and summon out to my side of the field with the effect of the Pisty back to my side of the field, the Rocket Tracer. So we went ahead and grabbed that from the deck. Now I'm going to link summon into my 5-headed Link Dragon. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dragon monsters on our side of the field. It doesn't have to be dragons, it just has to be monsters, and I'm going to summon out my 5-headed Link Dragon. Now guess what? I summon this to my side of the field. It's unaffected by everything. But both of these are dragons, and they points to this zone. So I get to special summon a dragon monster from the deck for free, which is really nice. So when I summon this from the deck, I'm going to summon out a copy of, you can summon out Brotar if you want to, because if you control, if this card is special summon, then you can discard a card, and then you get to add one monster from your deck to your hand. But I want to keep my copy of Dragon's Mirror, but something that you're forgetting about, guess what? You have the copy of Absolrouter, and since Absolrouter was removed from the field, you get to add from your deck to your hand a copy of a rocket monster, which would help the Brotar become live. So we're going to go ahead and add from our deck to our hand a copy of Magna Rocket Dragon off the Absolrouter because Absolrouter left the field. Now, you can use the copy of LP now if you want to, and you can go ahead and special summon to your side of the field a copy of Brotar. Now, once you summon Brotar, Brotar's effect will go off, and it will says right here that it has the ability that you can, when this card, if this card is special summon, you get to target one face-up monster on the field. You discard a card, and if you do, you add one monster from your deck to your hand with the same type and attribute as the monster. Guess what? We have Pisty on our side of the field. Makes it even better. So we're going to go ahead and target this, discard our copy of Magna Rocket because we don't need it, and guess what we're going to add from deck to hand? We're going to go ahead and add from our deck to our hand a copy of Chaos Dragon Levinair. Levinair is going to help us out a lot in this particular situation because you have a backup play on top of your backup play now, because you have multiple different plays rolling at the same time with this deck, which is what's really, really, really cool. So now that we have this on our side of the field, you can go ahead and activate the copy of Dragon's Mirror. Pick 5 in your graveyard, any 5 you want, which we have 1, 2, I'd probably keep the copy of Romulus, 3, 4, let it be 3, get rid of this, and get rid of this. And guess what? You have to count kind of to keep track, but you still have the 5 that you can banish for the copy of your 5-headed Link Dragon as well. We're going to go ahead and activate that copy of Dragon's Mirror, and guess what you get out as well? You go ahead and get that 5-headed dragon as well. So you get both. So you pretty much just got both on your side of the field, and you also have in your hand the copy of your Chaos Dragon Levinair. If you want to go off with that Chaos Dragon Levinair, you can to pop off if you're going second, and be able to banish 3 dark monsters from your graveyard, which would be these 3, to be able to rip a card out of your opponent's hand, and you still have the 5 in graveyard if you need them to be able to go off with your copy of your Chaos Dragon Levinair, which is going to be super helpful. Actually, we didn't banish, so we need to banish. So we're going to go ahead and do these 3 right here, and then these right here to banish out of the graveyard for the effect of our copy of the 5-headed dragon with Dragon's Mirror. And then you still have the copies, these in the graveyard that you could go off with if you want to. I like to leave this in the graveyard just in case I can go into Borreload Savage. But when my opponent destroys this anyways, I'm going to get more plays off as well. Or you can do this. You can go ahead and go into Deliurge Dragon, or this one right here, and it builds the graveyard up even more, where you have more plays with your copy of your Chaos Dragon Levinair. That's going to get you another play as well. So you have a lot of plays, and you got both of your 5-headed dragons out on your side of the field in a single turn. So that's pretty much, that actually was the ideal hand. So I don't even have to like go through the deck and show you. That's the ideal hand to be able to pull off. You can even link climb with this if you want to, and summon out a copy of the Triple Burst Blast Dragon if you want to go that route as well. Just to like dig a little deeper into the deck to be able to have a 2400 beat stick that's going to activate during the damage step to prevent stuff, which is super nice. I like that effect to be able to do that, because the only thing that really kind of walks into these monsters is destruction effects during battle phase. So having this on your side of the field as well is a little bit helpful just to be able to stop your opponent. And the Deliurge Dragon in the graveyard is going to help you out a little bit as well, because this is going to be able to special summon itself back, so you don't want to banish that. So you have a lot of different plays rolling. So that's why Dragon Link is still meta, is because of this. So that's it for the first test hand. Let's go ahead and go into the second test hand. Now, I will warn you guys, sometimes this deck will have plays where you're just going to go regular Dragon Link. Oh no, we have regular Dragon Link plays. What's going on? But it's still really, really consistent. And also you had the copy of Chaos Space in the graveyard that you could banish next turn and add a dragon monster that can't be normal summoned or set as well, or not, grab one that's banished and be able to go off from plays from there. So that was still an insane field. Like, that was insanely good. Let's go ahead and see what we can do for another one and see what we can pull off for this next one. So that was pretty cool. I might go ahead and just go quickly in this next one though. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. So we're going to draw into a copy of Black Metal Dragon, Chaos Space, a copy of Noctovision Dragon, Auto Rocket Dragon, and a Rocket Tracer. So that's not bad at all. I probably would immediately go for the copy of Chaos Space. Chaos Space ditches Black Metal effect to be able to add from deck to hand a copy of White Dragon. Then you have the copy of Auto Rocket Dragon that can go off as well, which is going to help you out a little bit. So you're going to go ahead and normal summon the Auto Rocket. Auto Rocket's going to target itself, pop itself, special summon a rocket monster from deck, which is going to be a copy of, let's say, Magna Rocket. I'll probably summon Magna Rocket. Now, this is not going to be crazy of a hand because we don't have Dragon's Mirror, but you're still going to be able to pop off. Then you get to special summon the copy of Nocto Vision to your side of the field. And you can also banish this from the graveyard and special summon out your copy of White Dragon. Now you can go ahead and link these two together and summon out a copy. Well, maybe link one of them away. Let's go ahead and link one of them away. This was here, this was here. Let's link this away to summon out your copy of... This only restricts me from the extra deck, yeah. Go ahead and link summon into your copy of Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon's effect will grab Boot Sector, and then you can activate the Boot Sector to be able to special summon out a copy of a Rocket Monster from your hand, which we're going to go ahead and special summon out Auto Rocket. Now, something you got to watch out for at this point is you're running into a little bit of a problem because you can't special summon anything but a... You can't special summon anything but Dark from the extra deck. So you run into a little bit of an issue here, which is what I wanted to show you guys. But you can still link summon. You can still go off with this particular field because you can go ahead and link these two together. Before you special summon this, link these two together because you might dig into the deck. We're going to summon out that copy of Deliurge Dragon, and we're going to go ahead and draw and top deck. Now, if I top deck a copy of World Legacy Guard Dragon, we're in set. We're going to draw into a Chaos Space. That's still not terrible. But that's not the greatest. That's not going to help us that much because we've already resolved the Chaos Space. That's like one of the few cards you don't want to draw. If you would draw literally anything else, you'd be okay. We're going to draw into a copy of Starliege. Starliege is a little bit better, but I'm going to go with the Chaos Space because we did actually draw that, but I just wanted to show you guys. Like, the Starliege wouldn't be bad because you could special summon it, or you couldn't special summon it. You could just special or normal summon it. So we're going to go ahead and special summon to our side of the field the copy of Rocket Dragon or Auto Rocket, and then you're going to link these two together and summon out a copy of the Triple Burst Blast. And at this point, you can link away, if you want to, the copy of the White Dragon and summon out a copy of... I probably would summon out a copy of either Access Code. I probably would summon Access Code at this point, and then target this and boost it up and then pass. You're not getting that much card economy at that point, but you still have plays. See, World Legacy Guard Dragon would be set because you could activate World Legacy Guard Dragon and bring back one of your monsters as well, which would be super, super helpful. So you still have really cool plays with this deck, but you still run into a little bit of an issue there when you lock yourself in with that copy of Auto Rocket Dragon, or not the Auto Rocket, but the Tracer Dragon, because it's a little bit of an issue at that point. But it's not bad. It's not bad, especially if you went second with that hand. That hand would have been like bonkers. So let's go ahead and do one more quick one and just see what we can actually pull off with one more quick one. See if we can at least get out our Link Dragons. We're going to go ahead and draw into a Chaos Space, Brotar, Quick Launch, Rocket Synchron, and Starliege. So this isn't bad because you have two special summons. Actually, you have three special summons in your hands. We're going to go ahead and activate Chaos Space, ditch the Starliege. Do I want to ditch Starliege? No, I want to ditch Brotar. Ditch Brotar. Brotar ditches to the graveyard, and then you're going to add from your deck to your hand a copy of the White Dragon, which is then going to be able to special summon it to your side of the field off the Brotar effect. You have Quick Launch that you're going to activate as well to special summon out a copy of Rocket Tracer. What I like to do with this deck, by the way, is work from the right side instead of the left side, because I'm going to link over on the left and I'm going to actually special summon to the right because it's how the deck actually functions. Like, I know that's really weird, but that's just a kind of a mindset. Now, I have a normal summon, so I'm going to go ahead and normal summon out Starliege. Starliege's effect can go off if you want to send any number of dragon monsters from your hand or your field to the graveyard to add a dragon monster from deck to hand. But I have this in my hand. I have the copy of the Rocket Synchron, so I'm not that worried about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and link these two together, and I'm going to summon out a copy of my, actually, no, I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. I'm going to go ahead and link summon into Striker Dragon here, and then I'm going to just Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, because I don't care about the boot sector. I just need it for card economy. I'm going to go ahead and add that from deck to hand, and then once you do, you have the copy of your Black Dragon that you can special summon, and then link it away with your copy of that to go into Romulus, and then use the Romulus effect to be able to add from deck to hand again your copy of the Dragon's Ravine, and then activate the copy of Dragon's Ravine. And then you can ditch a card from your hand if you want to. I really don't need this in my hand, but I'm going to go ahead and link summon into some more plays to get me a little bit better situation before I decide if I want to go there. So I'm going to go ahead and link both of those away. Well, you probably should do it this way. Go ahead and link this away. I have to remind myself to do that to slow down, because I want to go ahead and link summon both LP and Pisty at the same time like that by sending these to the graveyard. But you have to do it one at a time. So we're going to go ahead and summon both of these, and then you're going to use the copy of your LP. Now, something that I like to do as well is once I use the effect, you can turn it upside down, and it shows that you've actually used that card's effect. That's just something I personally do sometimes when I'm actually playing out somewhere, or if I'm playing at my house or something. That's just something that I like to do. And we're going to go ahead and use the copy of our Red Eyes to be able to special summon back our copy of our Rocket Tracer. Now, once you summon the Rocket Tracer, you pretty much summoned everything that you need, because now you're going to use the Rocket Tracer to be able to pop something, and you have the copy of Boot Sector that you can ditch. So go ahead and use the copy of Boot Sector with the Dragon's Ravine to ditch it to the graveyard, and then send this to grave. So this is actually going to get you a way roundabout way to search. So we're going to send a copy of Chaos Dragon Levineer from our deck to the graveyard, because you can use the Star Liege in your graveyard to banish it to be able to add that card back from your graveyard to your hand. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and banish the copy of Star Liege, because Star Liege has a second effect that lets you banish it from the graveyard to be able to target one level 8 light or dark dragon monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. So we're going to go ahead and add this back to hand once we send it to the graveyard. And then now that we've done that, we can go ahead and link summon if we want to. You can go ahead and link these away if you want to go into your copy of your 5-headed dragon, or if you wanted to, you could save this and summon out another copy to your side of the field. But I want to go ahead and use it this way and go ahead and link these away and summon my 5-headed dragon to my side. Actually, no, wait a minute. That was a severe mistake that I just caught before I did it. I didn't use my copy of Rocket Tracer. Use your Rocket Tracer, pop this on your side of the field because you don't need it anymore, and then now you get to special summon a copy of a rocket monster to your side of the field, which is going to be a copy of your Magna Rocket Dragon. So now that you summon both of these to your side of the field, go ahead and link these away to the graveyard. And once you do, or not link, but synchro summon these to your graveyard, go ahead and summon out your copy of Borreload Savage Dragon or a copy of Chasmatic. Chasmatic is going to help you because you're going to be able to reveal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from your deck, and once you do, I'm going to pick one of them to be able to add from my deck to my hand, and I'm going to add a copy of Auto or Epser Outer because it's going to give me an additional play later on when I summon back my copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal. And at this point, you have a little bit of choice. You can either link away all of these monsters and go for your copy of 5-headed Link Dragon, which is the easiest way to go about this, or you can summon out your copy of Chaos Dragon Levineer and keep going. So I would probably just go ahead and summon out the 5-headed Link Dragon and then stare at my opponent and go ahead. Because next turn, I'm going to do some really simple combos where I'm going to normal summon this out, special summon this out, and then next turn, I'll go ahead and special summon back from the graveyard a copy of a level 5 or higher dragon monster, which will probably be my Red Eyes Darkness Metal to my side of the field, and then I can use this as link material. I can use this as a synchro material to go into my copy of Borreload Savage during the next turn. I can special summon this to my side of the field because I have plenty of cards. If I was going to banish from the graveyard, it'd probably be Quick Launch, Chaos Space, Boot Sector, Dragon's Ravine, and then a Dragon's Mirror as well. Those are the spells. I usually try and get rid of the spells first because this card just says, hey, banish 5 from your graveyard. It just literally says banish 5 cards from your graveyard. So you just banish the unnecessary spells. And then Borreload Savage is going to quick Romulus. And then you also have in your graveyard the Chasmatic, which is going to be ridiculously easy to summon back because you just banish these two. Summon this back to your side of the field, and then you're completely recovered. You have this really insane field that you just threw out on the field for free. And then your Epser Outer is going to get you a search anyways too. So your Epser Outer, this is, by the way, turn 3 now. You can search out your copy of Auto Rocket and then summon an Auto Rocket to your side of the field. Use it, pop this on your side of the field, and then summon a rocket from your deck, which could be a copy of Magna Rocket. And then you could just link these away and go for an access code if you want to go for access code, or you could go for an access code, or you could go for Triple Burst Blast, you could go for Quad Boral, you could go Boral Sword, whatever you want at this point. You pretty much have it. I mean, this field is ridiculous. So anyways, guys, I think that's it for this particular test hand. As you can see, the deck works, summoning out 5-headed Link Dragon very well. Just about, actually all the hands we summoned 5-headed Link Dragon, and the first hand was bonkers because we got everything we needed for this this particular hand to summon out both of them, which is what we were looking for to try and do. So I think this deck is a success, and it did everything I was looking for it to do, which is really amazing. Like, I've been working with this deck for a little while now to be able to get it just right, and I think I got it just right how I wanted it. And so it's really, really, really awesome, and I'm really excited to actually show you guys this one. So definitely give Izzy some love down in the comments down below, because Izzy actually requested this as part of their Patreon request deck profile and their test hands for the month. And we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.